بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم.
هو الحي لا إله إلا هو فادعوه مخلصين له الدين دعواهم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحيتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فانقذكم منها كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون. ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر وأولئك هم المفلحون. ولا تكونوا كالذين تفرقوا واختلفوا من بعد ما جاءهم البينات وأولئك لهم عذاب عظيم. يوم تبيض وجوه وتسود وجوه وأما الذين أسودت وجوههم أكفرتم بعد إيمانكم فذوقوا العذاب بما كنتم تكفرون. وأما الذين ابيضت وجوههم ففي رحمة الله هم فيها خالدون. تلك آيات الله نتلوها عليك بالحق وما الله يريد ظلما للعالمين. ولله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإلى الله ترجع الأمور كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله ولو آمن أهل الكتاب لكان خيرا لهم منهم المؤمنون وأكثرهم الفاسقون لن يضركم إلا أذى وإن يقاتلوكم يولوكم الأدبار ثم لا ينصرون ضربت عليهم الذلة أينما سقفوا إلا بحبل من الله وحبل من الناس وباءوا بغضب من الله وضربت عليهم المسكنة ذلك بأنهم كانوا يكفرون بآيات الله ويقتلون الأنبياء بغير حق ذلك بما عصوا وكانوا يعتدون ليسوا سواء من أهل الكتاب أمة قائمة يتلون آيات الله آناء الليل وهم يسجدون يؤمنون بالله واليوم الآخر ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر ويسارعون في الخيرات وأولئك من الصالحين صدق الله مولانا العظيم. يا جماعة المسلمين والمسلمات والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والصائمين والصائمات والخاشعين والخاشعات قولوا لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. قولوا الحمد لله الحمد لله. قولوا الحمد لله الحمد لله. قولوا الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وعلى أصحابه وعلى كل من اقتدى بهدايته إلى يوم لا تملك نفس لنفس شيئا والأمر يومئذ لله. الحمد لله الأول الآخر الظاهر الباطن وهو على كل شيء قدير. هو الأول وليس قبله شيء، وهو الآخر وليس بعده شيء، وهو الظاهر فليس فوقه شيء، وهو الباطن فليس دونه شيء. فقل لنا يا أول يا آخر يا ظاهر يا باطن وليا ونذيرا، أنت ولينا ومولانا، ونعم المولى ونعم النصير. أنت بأوائجنا عليم وعلى قضائها قدير، فامنن علينا يا مولانا بقضاء أوائجنا يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. ونصلي ونسلم على عبقري اللبر حبيبنا وشفيعنا وسندنا محمد المبعوث رحمة للعالمين، الذي بعث رحمة لكافة العالمين، وعلى آله وعلى أصحابه وعلينا أجمعين. وبعد، فالسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. We give thanks to the Almighty Allah, the one who has never gotten tired of being one, the one who has been lonely in His majesty. Through His loneliness, He has created the substance of things. Through His loneliness, He created the heaven. Through His loneliness, He created the earth. He created all substances, those we know and those we do not know. The bird, the animals, the trees, the ocean, the rocks, the hills, the seas, and all that are living in them. All these are significant signs of the Almighty Allah. He created all of them out of its loneliness. After when He did that, He now suggested by Himself within Himself that Ahbabtu an uhrifa, I want the entire world to know me. فَخَلَقْتُ خَلْقًا, I now created a creature. Fabi arafuni, and through this creature, the entire world got to know me. After the loneliness of the Almighty Allah, He started creating the substance of all things. Through what? His words, kun fayakun. And the first thing He used the kun fayakun to create is the spirit of love. Spirit of being in multiple, but one. He used the spirit of being in several numbers, but remain being united, remain being one. He used the spirit of love to create all other creatures, through which one is leading another to know more about His majesty. What are we talking about? We are talking about that Almighty Allah, whom awaliyatuhu akhiriyatuhu wa akhiriyatuhu awaliyatuhu. Its beginning is its end. And the end that it claims that is in existence is still the beginning of the Almighty Allah. He has no beginning, He has no end. All creature He has created since the beginning of the creation are circling. We are circling. We are moving in a joint movement. The chain has never disjointed. That's why if you trace yourself, your origin, your father, your great-father, your great-great-father, your great-great and great-father, you will discover that many of us are related. By the time you trace our creation, since when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us, we are just created to continue reproducing. By the time we are reproducing, that shows another we has started existing. And with that, you will continue existing because you have dropped a substance like you. That's the reason why our liyatullahi akhiriyatuhu. The beginning of Allah is the end of it. The end of Allah is the beginning of it. It doesn't have beginning, it doesn't have the end. Allah is now using this to tell us, after when we have greeted Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and we have greeted all our ulama, those around among them and those that do not around. For our information, we had a lecture today at National Mosque. Most of our ulama were in attendance. Many of them, saw Ramadan. It used to, we need to be relaxing once in a while. Let's say Allahu Akbar. That's why they now delegated one of their children. Let's say Allahu Akbar. May Allah continue guiding all of us. In the tafsir that we have been analyzing, the ayah we have been examining since about 3 days ago. Allah is saying, is talking about why you should continue living in unity. Allah is talking about if you refuse to be united, you are exposing yourself to dangers. You are exposing yourself to calamities. You are exposing yourself to shenanigans, chaos, if you refuse to be united. That's why Allah is commanding us. He's saying, Eqtasimu. Surah Al-Ali Imran, verse 103. Allah says, Intasimu wa'tasimu bihablillahi jami'an wa la tafarraqu. Join hands together with the rope of Allah, jami'an, in collectivity and the connectivity. Some people, they will join collectively, but they will never get connected. because it is only their body that are touching one another. Their mind and their heart are separated. Allah is saying, in tasimu bi'abdillah, jami'an, come together to hold fast the rope of Allah. Come in great numbers. The higher the number, the higher the benefits. You that do not want people around you, you are exposing yourself to disadvantages. Al-ittihadu al-quwwatu. If you come together in rahai, you come together in mu'amalatu, you come together in shakhsiyat, you come together in aqidah, you come together in ibadat, you are going to receive more reward from the Almighty Allah. Prophet Muhammad, he says, Al-jama'atu ar-rahama. If you are doing things in Jama', if you are praying with Jama', if you are supplicating with Jama', if you are engaging in business in partnership, al-mu'amalat, al-shakhsiyat, every other activities you are doing at home, maybe with your children, with your wives, with your family, you are coming to dine together. Allah says, Ar-Rahman. That is a blessing from the Almighty Allah. Partnership, even in business. You can't succeed in isolation. You can't succeed in being you and you alone. Even if you don't have workmen partnership, you will have employees and employers partnership. If you say you are the managing director, where are your staff? You don't have staff. You are not yet the managing director. What are you directing? What are you managing? In ibadat, you need people. In shakhsiyat, you need people. In mu'amalat, you need people. With your aqidah, you need people. Iktasimu bi'ablillahi jami'an. Allah now says, wala tafarraku. Don't disengage with one another. All of us that have disengaged one way or the other, may Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala re-engage us. Allah does not want us to disengage in any circumstance. Akaka. Innama la akallahu. Your brother is your brother. That person who does not have a brother is like somebody that has gone to the battlefield with no weapon of fight. Ọlọ́mọṣẹ́wálá ṣo. Ọlọ́mọṣẹ́wálá dánìkan jẹ́. Máṣẹ́wálá dánìkan mú. Allah now says, وَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ وَاذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءً فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ. Allah says we should remember the favor of the Almighty Allah upon you. إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءً. We were enemies before. What made us enemies? Life and circumstances. Business, politics, religion analysis by ignoramus among scholars of faith-based societies. Tribe, money, women, all these that are mata'ul hayat dunya, they have made us waging wars, hating one another, disliking one another. This is my thing. You have collected it. You are in problem. This is my property. You took part of it and added to yours. I will deal with you. Allah says, اذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء. When issues and circumstances made you enemies. Issues like what? In wealth creation or in financial capacity building. We have issues like Rasmaliya, Hukumiya, Shuyu'iya. Rasmaliya means capitalism. Capitalism, where we have capitalists who believe that he who has money, he who is the owner of the capital, should continue making money. The survivor of the fittest. A capitalist will give you 5 million naira and will be expecting 10 million naira in 3 months. By the time you now work and you discover you did not make any profit, you will start getting angry. You will become his enemy. Capitalism. Those who ask money will now form class. They will now be segregated from other people. That's why Allah is condemning that segregation. Allah is saying in Testimo bi abulillahi jami'a. Don't form any segregation. You are one before Allah. Allah used this verse to condemn capitalism because it does not put into consideration, it does not factor benefit for communals. Capitalism failed. Those are part of what is making us enemies. Is a kuntum ada. Allah says, idhkuruni matallahi alaykum. Remember the favor of Allah on you. Is a kuntum ada. When you were enemies. فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ. Allah now created love within your heart for your fellow brothers. After capitalism, we have communism, which gave birth to aristocratism, classism. Communism is saying every wealth, every money, every materials you garnered or you gathered is for the community. In the long run, you will now be asking, who are this community, you will discover that there are just a few Kaaba. A few Kaaba. So communism itself is known as what? Kabbalism. They will now be embezzling the wealth of majority of people. This will now lead to socialism, where we are having social classes. Will be in business, will be in creation of wealth, will be selecting which wife will be for who, which child will be for what, which clothes they should be wearing. The clothes of one should be different from the other. They will use clothes to segregate themselves. They can use house to segregate themselves. They can be living far away from other people. Living in places like Aja, like Victoria Island, like Asokoro, like Maitama, like Wuse, like Otako, like Wuye. They will form a class. They don't want other people to be with them. They don't want other people to mingle with them. They don't want other people to have an interface with them. That's socialism. Allah says it has been part of what has been making us enemies against one another. People like this, you will now see them putting dogs at their gate because they know they are not loved by other people. It's a kuntum adaha, when you were enemies of one another. Allah says, remember ni'matullahi alaykum. Remember the favor of Allah upon you. All this, communism, capitalism, aristocratism, is now giving birth to favoritism and nepotism and nihilism, adamul ukuma, adamul shurut, favoritism. One person in a Kaaba will now be working to favor another person that is not within their Kaaba. One person in class, in a community, in a particular capitalist environment, will now be working in a favor against another people. Allah is narrating all this for us to know where we used to get it wrong. This is part of what gave birth to Adam al-Hukuma, nihilism. Nihilism. Everybody is now putting laws at their hand. We are all working to make money. Is that not so? We are all working to make benefit. We are working to take an advantage. We are working to be able to put food on our table. We are working to get for ourselves means of transportation. We are working to get for ourselves all manner of livelihood that will make our life significant. But if we now live 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, nothing is coming to us. And all these things are now going to other people because they have created segregation. They have created Kaaba. They have created their separate community. They have created their separate class. Allah says, فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ. I now use my majesty to bring you together. Remember those days when you are created to put laws at your hand. This is part of why Some people are saying Boko Haram. Boko Haram. In their terminology, both Makaranta Alo and Makaranta Boko are Haram to them. Because they went to school. Primary school, secondary school, college of education, polytechnic, university. They graduated. Many of them got first class. Yet, the fruit of that education did not come to them. They are suffering. They are left uncared for. Employment are available. They are not giving it to them. Accommodation, housing scheme are available. They are not bringing it to them. Car loans are available. They are not giving it to them. They now discover that even the person that even graduated 10 years after when they graduated are even enjoying, are benefiting. And all this, what they are enjoying and benefiting from, they did the work together. To this end, these people are now taking laws at their hand. They now started saying Boko Haram. They started saying education is haram. They don't want to even go to any work again. They want to stay with Allah. By the time they now expect, and the thing is not coming, they will now turn it to fighting. That's why we are having S-men fighting. Fulani fighting. Militant fighting. Niger Delta fighting. Because all the resources of the community are going to individuals, are going to a special class of people, are being given to people based on favoritism, based on he's my son, he's my boy. We went to school together. His mother and the great-great-grandmother of my mother went to the same school. So it should benefit. Allah says, "Intasimu bihablillahi jamia." Don't look at faces. Don't look at tribe. Don't look at class. Don't look at language. Intasimu bihablillahi jamia. Anybody that is saying La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam should be cared for, should be recognized, should be celebrated, should always be motivated. Allah now says, فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ. He now brought his own method. He brought his own philosophy. And the method of the Almighty Allah is what? Welfareism. Welfareism. Al-Ukhuwa. Brotherhood. Brotherhood. It says in one part of Al-Quran that إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَ أَخَوَيْكُمْ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. All mu'minun, you are one. You are brothers. You are one under the kalima La ilaha illallah. فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَ أَخَوَيْكُمْ. Allah says, be just, be righteous, Be human. Be responsible. بين أخويكم, among your brothers. Whatever is the right of your brother, don't mismanage it. Whatever is the right of your brother, don't manipulate it. Whatever is the right of your brother, don't embezzle it. Because he might not have the power now. Allah might give him the power tomorrow. A finger you bite might be your own. Let's say Allahu Akbar. Allah says, إِنَّمَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ إِخْوَةٌ فَأَصْلِحُوا بَيْنَ أَخَوَيْكُمْ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. Fear Allah among your brothers, so that you will be favored by the Almighty Allah. Má ṣe jàmbá, má má dalẹ̀. Dákun ṣe rere kó lè láàbọ̀. Má ṣe jàmbá, má má dalẹ̀. Dákun ṣe rere o káyé ẹ lè dá. Dákun ṣe rere kó lè láàbọ̀. Má ṣe jàmbá, má má dalẹ̀. Dákun ṣe rere o káyé ẹ lè dá. Ṣé olórí ló jẹ́ nínú ìlú? Má ṣe jàmbá, má ṣe dalẹ̀. Gọ́fúnà ló jẹ́, má ṣe jàmbá, má ṣe dalẹ̀. Kọmíṣánná ló jẹ́, má ṣe jàmbá, má ṣe dalẹ̀. Sẹ́nétọ̀ ló jẹ́, má ṣe jàmbá, má ṣe dalẹ̀. Ohun yòówù tó bá jẹ́ tó fi ń jó lórí, Ọlọ́run ló gbé ọ síbẹ̀. Fi ìjẹ́ olórí yẹn fi tún èèyàn ṣe ni, má fi bà tèèyàn jẹ́. Dákun ṣe rere o kó lè láàbọ̀. Dákun ṣe rere káyé ẹ lè dá. Ẹ ń bá fẹ́ látúbọ̀ tán re, ìmójútó sẹ́kù brotherhood ni. Because a brother you assist today might end up assisting you tomorrow. Lẹ́yìn náà, ويا آخر الآخرين ويا معين المساكين ويا ذا القوة المتين ويا أرحم الراحمين سلمنا من كل الفصل والأسن والهم والغم والدور والشار والفقر والمرض ومن كل استشار ومن جميع مصائب الدنيا والآخرة يا أرحم الراحمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
والله